she stabbed the holiday silence with 7 words. "Don't you think you've eaten enough, you fat pig?" My daughter said that to my girlfriend over mashed potatoes, and just like that, Thanksgiving collapsed. I remember the exact sound the silverware made when it hit the table, a soft metallic gasp. I remember the way C's face crumpled, how she froze with the spoon halfway to her plate, and the way her eyes went wide, like she couldn't believe what she'd just heard. None of us could. Then tears. She pushed back her chair, ran down the hallway, and disappeared into the bedroom. And I just sat there, seething in the space she left behind. That's when I told my daughter to get out. And half an hour later, I canceled her college tuition. So, am I the asshole? Let me take you back. My name's Mark. I'm 56 years old. A year ago, I lost my wife in a car accident. Her name was Anna. We had been married for over 20 years. One phone call, one police report, and just like that, she was gone. No warning, no goodbye. Just the echo of her laugh in a house too quiet for its memories. Grief is a strange thing. It swallows you in silence. For months, I moved through my life like a shadow. Meals untouched, voice unused. There were days I didn't recognize myself. I was a man built for 2, suddenly 1. Then in January, I met someone. C. She was unlike anyone I'd ever met. She made me laugh for the first time since the funeral. That alone felt like a miracle. She was sharp, darkly funny, wicked smart. 3 Ivy League degrees. She had this calm presence in the kitchen, always humming while she cooked. Her food tasted like comfort. Her words tasted like truth. And yes, she was heavier, but I never saw that as a flaw. She carried herself with confidence, with humor, with honesty. I saw her, and I liked what I saw. I introduced her to my kids that summer. My son, E, 25, clicked with her immediately. He saw what I saw. But A, my daughter, 19, she didn't say much. She barely looked at C. When I asked her later if something was wrong, she just shrugged. "No, Dad, it's fine." It wasn't. Over the months, C made effort after effort. Texts, invitations, a small birthday gift. All met with silence or cold refusal. A had built a wall, and she reinforced it with every interaction. I should have dug deeper, but I wanted to believe it would pass. Then came Thanksgiving. Both kids were coming home. I pulled A aside before the meal, gently reminded her to be polite, to treat C with kindness. She said nothing, just gave a tight smile. 10 minutes into dinner, I noticed it, the glaring. She didn't say much, but her eyes followed C like a sniper scope. I tried to ignore it. Then came the mashed potatoes. C reached for her 3rd helping, laughing, telling a story about how her grandmother used to make them with cream cheese. And that's when A spat those words across the table. "Don't you think you've eaten enough, you fat pig?" Silence. Time stopped. C didn't say anything. She just stood up, trembling, tears already falling. She ran down the hallway and slammed the bedroom door. I looked at A, my own daughter. I didn't recognize her. My hands were shaking. My voice cracked. I told her to get out. Now. She left without a word. 30 minutes later, I texted her, told her I wouldn't be paying next semester's tuition unless she apologized to C, and unless C accepted the apology. I thought she'd realize the gravity. I thought she'd soften. She didn't. Instead, she doubled down, said I was choosing my girlfriend over my own daughter, that I was letting some random woman come between family. So I logged into the university's payment portal, canceled it, took screenshots, sent them to her phone. She called me crying, voice shaking, begging, and I told her my mind was made up. I didn't feel relief. I felt hollow. In the days that followed, I kept waiting for her to reach out again, to explain, to open up. But silence settled in like dust. C didn't bring it up much. She just started cleaning more, quietly, making smaller meals, laughing less. I caught her looking at me sometimes with this guilt, like she wished she hadn't come into our lives at all. And I hated that, because none of this was her fault. But still, I couldn't stop thinking about A. She's my daughter, my baby, my last connection to the woman I lost. I kept replaying the dinner, the look on her face when she said it. It wasn't just cruelty, it was pain, rage, something deeper. And maybe that's where I went wrong. Maybe I forgot that grief wears different faces. C, I had C. I had a hand to hold, someone to laugh with, to cook with, to walk beside me through the darkness. A didn't. She lost her mother. And now, every time she looked at C, maybe all she could see was the empty chair at the table, the mother she'd never get back, the holidays they'd never spend together again. Maybe, to her, it felt like betrayal just to pretend things were okay. Maybe she wasn't trying to be cruel. Maybe she was just screaming for someone to notice how much she still hurts. But I didn't hear her. Instead, I gave her an ultimatum. Apologize, or lose everything. Looking back, I wonder, what did I expect? Did I really think an apology under threat would mean anything? That it would fix the damage? That it would make C feel better? That it would heal A's grief? Or was I just trying to control something? Because I felt everything slipping through my fingers. I still don't know. I want to believe I did what any parent would do. Demand decency, protect the people they love. But I also know that in trying to draw a line, I may have drawn a wall. I haven't heard from A since. It's been weeks. She hasn't replied to texts. The tuition deadline passed. I don't know if she's still enrolled. I don't know if she's okay. And every night, I stare at the phone, waiting for her name to light up. So, am I the asshole? Because sometimes, it feels like I lost 2 women that year. My wife, and now my daughter. And I don't know if I'll get either of them back. That story hits like a punch to the chest. It's not just about a cruel insult over dinner. It's about grief, generational pain, and the deep, aching complexity of love after loss. It's about how we heal and how we hurt each other in the process. Here's the thing. Grief doesn't run on a schedule. Just because a year has passed doesn't mean the wounds have closed. For that daughter, her mother's chair at the Thanksgiving table was still warm with memory. Her silence was screaming, and no one listened until she said the one thing she couldn't take back. But let's not forget the father's pain either. He wasn't trying to replace anyone. He was just trying to feel whole again, trying to rebuild something in the ashes of what he lost. And when someone hurt the woman who helped him feel alive again, he snapped. So here's the real question. How do we balance our right to heal with our duty to love the people who are still broken? Is it possible to protect a new relationship without destroying the old ones? And when love and grief collide at the dinner table, who do we forgive? Who do we fight for? Who do we let go? Let us know in the comments. Would you have done what the father did? Or would you have handled it differently? And if you've ever been on either side of a broken holiday table, we see you. Thanks for watching AITA Story Vault. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, sometimes the hardest part of love is surviving it. See you in the next story.